What is up, guys? Ninja Nick 333. We are back with the next round of the Pokemon Oceania International Championships. As you can see here, they do have the meta share of the top decks, all of the decks really, for day 2. Looks like 50% almost of the decks are Lugia VStar. I do know that I am blocking it a little bit. However, the one that is directly behind my head at 29 decks is Archeops Lugia, it's listed as. 18% Lost Zone Box. Mew VMAX is in at 10%. Regigigas is 7%. Vikavolt, I don't believe was on the list for yesterday's at all. 5%. And then Hisuian Gudra V-Star is at 3% of decks. And then 9% using other decks. Don't know what other necessarily means. However, I think like one Duraludon made it, is what I remember hearing. But yeah, that is, this is top 64, 29 decks were Lugia V-Star. So goes to show just how powerful that deck truly is. So we are going to go straight in to our next round. This is Swiss round 10. This is the first round of day 2 because the international championships do like to actually show every round, as opposed to the regional championships, which show about 2/3 of the rounds on average. So, gonna be a little exciting here to see if we can get into this. Looks like there is a Mew VMAX on the right side from Owen. And we have Kai here on the left. Did we see him in day 1? Looks like Lugia from his hand here. We do have that Speed Lightning for the Raikou Amazing Rare. I do see the Lugia V-Star in his hand, which is definitely giving that away. And the Power Tablets, and I believe a Mew VMAX in the hand from Owen. Not necessarily the best hands from either player, but Owen does have a Battle VIP Pass that can always turn Mew's bad hands into good hands. And Kai does start the Raikou, so that will be able to utilize that Speed Lightning energy to draw 2 more cards. Looks like Owen did win the coin flip, so he has chosen to go first. We do start the Mew V, and we are going to search our deck for 2 Pokemon with the Battle VIP Pass to bench. 2 basic Pokemon, so that will likely be a couple of Genesects or a Genesect and a Mew. Looks like we are prize checking as well to make sure we know the counts on the Pokemon, the energies, maybe some tech supporter cards to see what we have available to us this game. Looks like 2 Genesects are pulled to the front, so it looks like that's maybe what he is going for with this first Battle VIP Pass. I think it is safe to skip out on getting a Mew V at this point, because even if you have to pass turn without another Mew V in play, you are not going to be threatened with being KO'd by Lugia. Lugia can only start attacking on turn 2 at the earliest. Looks like the Cramomatic is going to discard a Power Tablet, attempting to get most likely another Battle VIP Pass, but Owen does miss that, gets a Tails. As a reminder, for people who do not play competitively that often, we usually use translucent dice in order to do coin flips, because actually flipping a coin is a pain and it just flies all over the place. You can only use either an officially released Pokemon coin. You can't just use like a quarter or something. And you can only use translucent dice to use for coin flips. So the heads is signified by the even numbers and tails is the odd numbers. The rules are like that so that you don't have a weighted coin or die. Plus, if you use too heavy of a coin, you can actually dent your cards. If a quarter were to land right on that Mew V, you'd be pretty pissed. We are going to see the Evo Incense as the opening from Kai. That will be able to grab an Archeops immediately, but we are going to check to see what our energy counts are like. The most important thing in the Lugia decks is to check to see which energy cards are prized, because that can affect who your attackers are in this matchup, especially or in any matchup, really. If you do not have access to very many Aurora energies, you will never really be able to attack with something like Raikou, Charizard, or the Yveltal Amazing Rare either. So it looks like we also have an Archeops already in hand, along with a Quick Ball. So we are going to Quick Ball away the Archeops we just searched out. There should also be a way to discard the other Archeops, otherwise you probably would hold on to that Evo Incense. So we are going to see the Quick Ball will likely get the Lugia. You need at least one Lugia V on your bench. That way you can evolve into Lugia VStar on the next turn. Since he is against Mew and going second, Kai will really want to get a second Lugia V into play, just in case Owen is able to go off to the races and one-shot a Lugia V with something like a double cross switcher or a Boss's Orders, along with the Mew VMAX. And a Power Tablet, which we do know he holds the Power Tablet already. So we are going to Ultra Ball. We are discarding that Speed Lightning energy. I'm a little curious to see as to why we're discarding the Speed Lightning energy instead of using it to draw an additional 2 cards, which could have been discarded. I think my first play, if I were Kai, would have been to attach the Speed Lightning energy to draw the 2 additional cards. Maybe I would have drawn into an Archeops, and that way I wouldn't have had to use the Evo Incense to get one. That also would make it, if Mew did not have the attack on the next turn, if the Raikou does live, then it would only take 1 Archeops to fully power up the Raikou on the next turn as well. So, pretty interesting decision there. Looks like we do have a Luminion in hand. We might be able to get a supporter, but it looks like, nope, we do not want a supporter this turn. I think that that is perfectly fine because he has really what he needs in hand already, which is the Lugia V-Star. You've got 2 Aerodactyls. You have 2 Archeops in the discard pile. See, the second the Aerodactyl goes into play, I start confusing the 2 names. It's so odd. But yeah, he already has the 2 Lugia Vs in play. He just needs to evolve one of them next turn, the 2 Archeops in the discard pile. So his hand is exactly where he wants it to be. He also has that Collapse Stadium. He does not want to Marnie that back into his deck or discard it because he wants Owen to be able to fulfill the full 5 bench before that Collapse Stadium comes down. A little unfortunate that Owen here is playing the Aerodactyl. If Kai was not able to get the Lugia V-Star on this next turn, then that Aerodactyl would really threaten the entire game, being basically auto-winning for Owen to an extent. But now that if that Collapse Stadium does go down, Owen won't really care. He'll just discard that Aerodactyl. That Aerodactyl does not allow him to draw extra cards like from the Genesect, since it is not a Fusion Strike Pokemon. Looks like we are utilizing Rotom Phone here. We're deciding what we want to put to the top of the deck. We are going to shuffle those other 4 back in. We already have the Mew VMAX in play. We are going to be able to use the Techno Blast from the Genesect, copied by the Mew's Cross Fusion Strike attack, which is 2 colorless energy that is fulfilled by the double turbo energy there. The attack normally does 210, but the double turbo does -20, so therefore it only does 190. If Owen is able to go Power Tablet, Boss's Orders, or Power Tablet double cross switcher, then he can easily take out one of those Lugias, which will be ideal. Raikou isn't super good in this matchup. However, it can be used to damage 2 Genesect at the same time and then knock out both of them at the same time, getting around a potential Roxanne from Owen. So it does have some value, but usually getting into a situation like that is just highly unlikely, especially since you would have to use Raikou 2 turns in a row. Looks like we are going to go for the Judge from Owen, so no boss's orders here. We're going to see if we can draw into the double cross switcher as long as Owen is playing that as he should. I'm sure Kai is pretty upset with that, as he had everything he needed, the Lugia VStar and the Luminion for a supporter, as well as that Collapse Stadium, which could replace a Path to the Peak should Owen put that into play. Both players are going to draw 4 cards. The Path to the Peak is, of course, already in play, so that Judge is absolutely huge on Owen's side. We do get another Luminion. However, now that will not be able to be used because of the Path to the Peak. And yeah, he has a completely dead hand now. He has Roxanne as a supporter, but that's it. That's rough. Yeah, we have a Capture Energy. I believe that I would attach Capture Energy to the Lugia to grab another Pokemon out of my deck. Maybe get the Evoltal. And then just read the Wind. Maybe discarding either the... Oh, we do have a Marnie. I did not see that in his hand, so that is better. Go for the Marnie. Let's see if we can redraw into something else. Unfortunately, Collapse Stadium will still be on the bottom of the deck, but it looks like we do get into the Pumpkaboo. We do not have a Lugia V-Star, though. That is a problem because, of course, the 1 is already on the bottom of the deck. We were not able to see the prize cards going into this match yet. Most Lugia decks only play a 3-2 line of Lugia V-Star, so if the one that is on the bottom of the deck is the only one available to him, if the other one is in his prize cards, then that... Well, actually, it wasn't Marnied. He was judged, right? So he could have redrawn into all of that. Alright, let's see. We are going to do that Capture Energy play now. Yeah, Lugia was near the top, but not quite where he needed it to be. I do only see that one Lugia V-Star in his deck, so the other one may be prized. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking he got his Lugia V-Star Marnied to the bottom of his deck, but no, Owen played Judge, which is what Mew should be playing. It's a lot better against Lugia, because a lot of Lugia decks do play Oranguru and are able to get around Marnie by putting whatever most important card is in their hand back to the top of the deck, so that then when the Marnie is played, you just redraw into it. We are going to read the Wind. We do have another Archeops in our hand, so that is the perfect thing to get rid of with the Read the Wind, drawing 3 more cards. Hopefully we are able to see something like an Ultra Ball or an Evolution Incense so that we can... Oh, no, never mind. We are just going to immediately get judged, so it doesn't matter what we drew. Yeah, not looking too good from Kai's side here. That Judge, not only did that first Judge prevent him from getting the Lugia V-Star down, but it also gives Owen the opportunity to draw into the Aerodactyl V-Star, so that then Owen can just prevent... Oh, he gets the Ultra Ball. As long as it's not prized, we could certainly get there. I don't think he would bench it if it was prized here. Yep, so we are going to Genesect to draw a few more cards. Now have plenty of cards in hand to Ultra Ball away. To get the Aerodactyl V-Star, we will be able to use the V-Star attack to Ancient Star to give Aerodactyl an ability that says your opponent's Pokemon in V in play do not have abilities, therefore shutting off Summoning Star for the rest of this game, and Kai is hurt. And you can see exactly how powerful the Mew deck is in this way now. Just because Mew is just so kind of ultra consistent because of these Genesects, and Judges can disrupt the opponent. So once you disrupt your opponent and then the Aerodactyl V-Star comes in and disrupts the fact that you can't use your abilities now, Having the Path to the Peak in play even as well before. Just a crazy combo. Even though I don't necessarily agree with having the Aerodactyl VStar in the deck, you do see exactly what the merit is of it. So he does use his VStar attack, and now, until Aerodactyl leaves play, Kai will not have abilities on his Lugias. So, personally, if I were Kai, I've got 37 minutes left on the clock, and I would just scoop and go to the next game. I mean, if Kai were to play his own Path to the Peak, it would shut off Aerodactyl's power, but looks like he does need a translation on Aerodactyl VStar, because the copy that Owen is playing is not in English. Kai is Australian, so he would be an English speaker. I believe Owen is from the Netherlands. I'm not sure exactly which language the Aerodactyl would be written in. But yeah, a little unfortunate that Kai does not even know what Aerodactyl VStar is coming into this tournament here. Because that seems to be the way most Mew players have been choosing to play the deck as of late. So we are going to see if Kai has a way out of this. He will have to hard attach multiple energies to a Pokemon in order to try to one-shot an Aerodactyl. And at that point, by the time he gets to that position, if he even can get to that position, Owen may have taken a few too many prize cards, and Kai would just be too far behind at that point. There is always the possibility that one Lugia VStar and one Yveltal can knock out Mew VMAXs back-to-back, but it does take a lot of resources to do that. But you will have to get through that Aerodactyl first before you could even do that, so. Kai will need 3 turns of attacks. 1 to get rid of the Aerodactyl, and then 2 more to win the game. Either off of 2 more 2-prizers, or 1 of any Pokemon plus the Mew VMAX. So Kai's going to really have to conserve Boss's Orders and Serena's, and just hope to attach an energy every single turn. And that's the only win condition at this point. Now Owen is probably a little thrilled that Kai is still choosing to play, because that will mean that this will be a very long game 1 that will most likely be won by Owen. And therefore burning enough time on the clock so that game 2 will never finish. And just give the whole match to Owen. So this is why I say scoop early if you know you're going to lose. I did play in a win-a-box yesterday, and the finals that I was playing in, all top cut matches at the Flipside Gaming that I go to, both in East Greenbush and Clifton Park, New York. Both of them do untimed top 4 and finals. So when I got to the finals, I was against Gudra, and the two of us took our sweet time. We probably played, I forgot to charge my watch. First world problems. So I don't know exactly how long our match was, but I would say it had to be at least an hour for the 2 games that we played. I did 2-0 him. Game 2 was extremely close. If I had prized 1 more energy card, or if my opponent ended up like drawing just slightly better, it just would have been a completely different game. And in that situation, you know that there's no point in scooping a game if it's untimed. However, there are 32 and a half minutes left on the clock here for Kai. So is he going to be able to get there? Is he going to be able to pull it back? He has a Charizard in play now. That is good. The Collapse Stadium, you can't discard the Aerodactyl. right? Because that has to stay in play for the ability to still work. Looks like Kai is trying to use Charizard as his way to knock out the Aerodactyl. So his next turn, he's going to want to Boss or Serena the Aerodactyl, slap down a Choice Belt, and then go in hard with the Charizard. So if Owen can just knock out the Charizard, then Kai now needs to attach 3 powerful energies and a Choice Belt and another energy to the Lugia. And I don't think Kai will have enough turns to be able to do that. We are not looking at the board, but apparently a boss's orders had been played off screen. So we now see that that Charizard was put into play. We are putting a Lost City into play as well to get rid of the Collapsed Stadium and allow the benching of another Mew V. And yes, Owen has essentially won this game. As I say, this is a checkmate scenario. Kai cannot hard attach 4 energy to his Lugia before Owen can take 2 more prize cards. It's just not possible. Owen doesn't even need to play Power Tablets. He can just, hit in with Mew VMAX twice with whatever attack he wants, really. He could Max Miracle and then next turn Techno Blast to knock out the Lugia. Or he could, knock out the Dunsparce and maybe Echoing Horn another 1 prizer and boss it again. So yeah, it looks like Kai is finally choosing to scoop approximately 7 minutes after he originally should have. So that is 7 less minutes that they will be playing in this next game. We are going to see these prize cards in this game at least, if they choose to let us see it. Come on, YouTube, you can buffer. Pave the way, put your back into it, YouTube. Come on now. Come on. There we go. So we have nothing super notable. Alright, that's pretty good. Battle VIP Pass for Owen is going to reduce the likelihood of getting that. But otherwise, not too bad from either player. 1 Aurora. I'm sure that Kai is playing something like a Heat Fire or a Hiding Darkness maybe to increase the likelihood that his Yveltal can attack. So I don't think the Aurora energy will be too relevant, especially since it should be an early prize card to take. Unfortunate that we do start the Luminion, though, because that only does 120 with its attack. So he's going to have to attach an energy in order to retreat that. And has 1 less option in deck in order to find a supporter card. Kai's hand looks like it is full of energy. So we're going to go search up that Archeops. We do know that how important that is. Not a very good shuffle there, but we are just immediately going back in, so it doesn't matter. We are going to quick ball away that Archeops instantaneously. Probably going to be getting that Lugia V. We need Lugia V in play. Kai is going first, so he really does only need 1 Lugia V in play. He does not need to go for a second one. I believe he has another Quick Ball. If he wants to play that, he can choose to get something along the lines of an Oranguru to up his consistency. Again, just does 1 mash instead of the necessary 7 that you need in order to completely randomize your deck. I would play that Quick Ball. Looks like we have a Capture Energy as well. That is the perfect thing to attach to this Luminion. We do not need to play the Quick Ball. I would save that for a future turn as a way to just discard the Archeops. So here I would like to see Oranguru. If he's not playing it, well, now he is. But otherwise, if not Oranguru, then maybe just get the Yveltal down now, because it's safe from being knocked out on the next turn. But no, I'd still want to hold the Yveltal. You want to hold the Yveltal and just put it down the turn that you're going to power it up with both Archeops. That way it doesn't get boss KO'd. We are going to use the Monkey Wisdom. We are going to Monkey Time that card to the top of our deck. I believe it was the Powerful Colorless Energy, and draw a different card. And we are going to just pass it over to Owen. That is everything Kai really needed to do. We just need one more Archeops in the discard, and then next turn to have a Lugia VStar. He does have the Speed Lightning in hand as well, so if he is unable to draw into the Lugia VStar or a supporter, he could always Quick Ball to get a Raikou and attach that. I think it would be better to get a Lumineon and play something like a Marnie though, or just a Research. We do know that the next turn Kai will be drawing into the powerful colorless energy, so he will likely have to Quick Ball for the Lumineon. Owen does start with that good old Battle VIP Pass, a very staple card in Mew. Hopefully Owen is able to fill his whole bench this turn. Looks like a very unfortunate Tails on his Cram-O-Matic yet again, just like he did in the first game. Although he does have an additional Pokemon in play from the previous. I would probably... Oh, looks like he has Judge. I would play that if I were him. He can burn the Power Tablet and try to draw a card, but I think just playing the Judge here is a lot better. Just try to draw into maybe one more Battle VIP Pass and see if we can set ourselves up to be able to attack with a Mew VMAX on the next turn. So 4 cards for both players here. We do not have the Aerodactyl yet. Looks like Owen is choosing not to go Aerodactyl this game. Either that or he knows that... Yeah, it's an interesting choice, because he already has the Aerodactyl VStar in hand. He could have chosen to not bench one of that Genesect or Oricorio, and then drawn one less... Well, technically 2 less cards, because one of those would still be in his hand and he'd have 1 less Pokemon in play. But I guess that's too big of a risk, and it's better to just put the Pokemon into play and say, okay, this game is not going to work out because we're not, for the Aerodactyl line. We are going to put Path to the Peak in play, which does do the same job. We do... Oh, he put Lugia VStar on top of his deck. I thought he put Powerful Colorless on top of his deck, but I guess I was wrong. We do have the Lugia VStar. So oh no, he was judged. That's right. So that card that was on top of his deck changed. Yeah. So that did actually work out in Kai's favor, because he now has the Lugia VStar. Unfortunately, I don't know if he has another Archeops or a way to discard it. Looks like we are going to use Primate Wisdom first. Maybe he could Bird Keeper to switch into the Lugia V and draw 3 more cards to see if we can get, like, Evo Incense Quick Ball or something. Yeah, I think that I would Bird Keeper here. Then you can conserve that capture energy on the Lumineon to just retreat with at another time, or even use it to attack with later. So, yep, evolve to the Lugia VStar. Yep, the hand is pretty dead. Just play that Bird Keeper, go into the Lugia. At worst case scenario... Oh, no, he chooses a Oranguru? Yeah, I was going to say, at worst case scenario, you do get 1... Archeops into play, and then you can take a knockout on their Mew V with your Lugia V-Star. But I guess we're choosing not to go that route. We're just going to play it slow, and we're going to wait for the extra Archeops. Oh, it's also that the Path to the Peak is in play. I keep forgetting about that for some reason today. The Path to the Peak is in play, so that is definitely the correct choice, switching into the Oranguru, because not only is it a 1-prizer, but it did allow you to draw those 3 extra cards, hoping for the out to Path plus the other Archeops. But looks like we are going to Lost Vacuum now. Owen is Lost Zoning his Aerodactyl V-Star, showing that is not going to be being used in this game at all. We are going to see, can Owen get enough power tablets and maybe a choice belt down in order to be able to boss or cross switcher up that Lugia VStar and knock it out. Looks like we are going with the big parasol. That is pretty good as well. Kai does have 2 Lugia Vs in play. He's gonna want to get rid of the VStar since obviously that's the one with the ability already. But if he can't do that, maybe just take out the other Lugia and just kind of hope. But he did get rid of the path and put down Lost City, so now he's giving Kai the opportunity to use Summoning Star. Outed the path for Kai. Looks like we are choosing our support of return is going to be Silene. Owen is not flipping very well on these coins. Looks like we finally do get 1 heads for this entire match. We are going to see... Well, I guess he won the coin flip to go first in the first game, right? So I guess he's 2 wins on coin flips and 3 losses on coin flips. So that's about average. So we are going to put Cram-O-Matic back on the top of the deck. So that is another card that he's going to have to flip with. Looks like we do get a power tablet. So we are now partway there. We're going to need 3 of those bad boys. So we can cram for 1 of them, play 2, and then draw 3, and hope to draw another one. Oh, we do get a heads. We are perfectly average 3 for 3 on 3 out of 6 on coin flips now. Yep, we do have the 3 power tablets in deck, so we are going to potentially be able to get there. But of course, if you play the 2 power tablets and then you whiff the 3rd, you're really low on resources, just out of nowhere. He is going to choose a card, just as Cram-O-Matic says. Looks like we discarded a Cram for the Cram, so it would have been better to maybe not. Well, I don't know. He put Cram on top of his deck and then drew into 2. So that's a little unfortunate. He could have drawn like a Battle VIP pass to get rid of and then still have another Cram. We are going to Escape Rope. I guess this isn't that bad. You do force up a Luminion this way. So maybe don't expend the resources trying to knock out the Lugia. Yep, and we are going to Techno Blast. Yeah, I guess Kai was trying to say it's not a knockout, but everybody knows that Mew does 190. Alright, so who does Kai promote here? Because that was also his pivot that was just knocked out. So if he did want to go in with an Evital this turn, he really can't. Plus he also has to have the out to Big Parasol. So having both like Lost Vacuum or Collapse Stadium, plus the Evital, and an Archeops, and a way to discard the Archeops is just asking for a lot. Especially since you would then have to have some way to retreat into the Evital. I think the better way to go is just promote that Lugia VStar, put 3 Powerfuls and a Choice Belt on it, and then you are hitting exact 310. Actually, no, you're going to need 4 because of the Oricorio. Yeah, so you're going to have all 4 powerful colorless energies on Lugia VStar plus Choice Belt. Then you can hit 330 minus 20 from Oricorio is 310. So hopefully Kai sees that line. That is a big investment of your Powerfuls, but that is what you have to do. I'm not sure if it will even be an option, though. We have to see if Kai does have a dead hand still or not. Kai may have to go for a single Archeops, and if he doesn't have a powerful in hand, then he really won't be able to get there. Stream glitching out. That's likely internet issues on the part of the venue from when they were streaming this out. we are going to evolve the second Lugia into Lugia VStar. That does help protect them. It is likely that Owen can one-shot one of them, but can he one-shot two of them? Not with Silene already in the discard pile. Looks like we are going to Summoning Star for the one Aerodactyl. That is the... Yeah, it's so unfortunate because he does have the Choice Belt in his hand too, but the energy card he has is double turbo. So he won't be able to get all 4 powerfuls and a Choice Belt. He's going to have to two-shot this Mew. The Mew can Psychic Leap, but that would leave Owen with only one Mew V in play, and give Kai the opportunity to remove all the Mews from play. So we are going to have to go V-Guard Energy, and looks like Capture Energy as well. I like that. You can just do V-Guard Energy and then attach for turn if you want to conserve more energy. Yeah, because you're going to have to attach something for turn, right? Because you can only get 2 energies out. Well, no, if he has a second double turbo in deck, he could attach that along with the V-Guard energy and then attach the double turbo in his hand for turn. But maybe Kai only plays 1 double turbo. Because he won't be able to power up the next Lugia VStar unless he has access to another double turbo. And the stadium is discarded as well, so there is no more Lost City. I don't think there is really any reason to discard it or keep it in play, honestly. It's kind of just irrelevant, really, whether or not that Lost City is in play, because Lugia does not play any way to recover Pokemon. So I think personally I would have just left it in play. That way the Mew, if they have another Lost City in hand, can't replay it. And of course Owen did, and Owen did. Owen had one, and he played one. So he is allowing Owen to draw an additional card since he discarded that Stadium. I think that's probably just an easy mistake to make. You see Stadium, you discard it. And Owen just vacuums it away as well. So now Owen is really going to be drawing some cards here. Looks like we get another VMAX. Alright, so we have double VMAX in play, so we are not Psychic Leaping this game, it seems. At least not anywhere near soon. We have another VMAX in hand that we won't need. Looks like we are going to discard a regular Mew V as well with that Ultra Ball. Take a look at our deck, make sure there's cards in there, shuffle it back up. Owen's gonna Pal Pad. He might be putting Silene back in, or Judge or Boss. I don't know. I couldn't tell what card that was. Silene wouldn't be bad because then you can use extra power tablets in a game. We are going to see that Forest Seal Stone come out now. That'll go down on a Genesect, allowing Owen to be able to V-Star for 1 card at any time. They also have 12 minutes left, so if I were Owen, I would be playing out this game to the fullest as well. Make sure that Kai does not have a way to win, which currently he really doesn't. And also performing as many actions like drawing with Genesect just to make sure that that clock goes down as far as possible so that Kai cannot win during the 3 turns of time. Kai had to really decide where that last 1 damage was going to go. So we're going to use Primal Turbo. We're going to get 2 more energy into play, likely down on that other Lugia V-Star. I'd be curious to see if he decides to retreat this Lugia V-Star that he has active. Also, since he only has 1 Archeops, it's going to be very unlikely that we are going to see an attack the amazing destruction from the Evatol being able to one-shot a Mew VMAX. So the perfect scenario right now would... What? Did Kai scoop or did Owen scoop? I'm very confused. Because if I were Owen, I think that that game would still be very winnable for me, right? They're shuffling up for game 3. I wonder if there was some sort of penalty for something. I didn't notice anything, but... Yeah, it looks like they're 1-1. Yeah, in a position where Kai only has 1 Archeops. As long as you can just one-shot that other Lugia VStar. I don't know, maybe it was a little iffy still for him. Yeah, I suppose they're trading 2 shots, right? Owen can only take 2 prize cards at a time, and then Owen could take 3 at a time. So, yeah, he thinks that maybe he thinks that he was just definitely going to be losing. So, what might as well use those last 10 minutes to his most effective and try to win the match. So we're going to Ultra Ball, probably going to see the Aerodactyl or another Genesect. We do go for the Genesect. We are going to Quick Ball as well. Get down maybe another Genesect or that Aerodactyl. That is perfect. We are going to be able to draw a full 4 cards. Hopefully draw into another Mew V. 3, 4. We are going to Quick Ball. We'll Quick Ball for a Mew V. I would be afraid to put down another Genesect, even though you would like 3. A little unfortunate that it was the Oricorio he drew into earlier, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. We are going to also cram. We are going to flip tails, but that is okay, because we have a second Genesect for 5 this time. Not a necessarily great hand, but it's playable for sure. Owen really did everything he needed to on this first turn. All that he needs at this point is a double turbo. He does have at least 1 Mew VMAX. He has the Aerodactyl VStar, so he will be able to draw at least a few cards off of Genesect in this next turn. As long as one of them is the double turbo, the Aerodactyl VStar will be able to attack, but nope, looks like it's just a Marnie. So now he's going to need to find an Ultra Ball in order to get into that Aerodactyl VStar again. But this hand is also a lot more playable in order to play that hand down to 0. So maybe Owen... It's possible that this helps Owen more than it hurts him, even though he no longer has both Mew VMAX and Aerodactyl VStar. Yeah, so we're going to Quick Ball away Path, because we don't need that. What we're looking for is the Aerodactyl VStar that will do the job of the path for you while still allowing you to do your thing. We're going to draw 4 with Genesect. We do draw an item card we can discard for Cram. We draw a Mew VMAX. We redraw that Aerodactyl VStar. Oh boy. We just need the DTE. We will cram away the escape rope or play it. Looks like we are choosing to play it instead. Okay, yep, I think that was better sequencing than what I would have done. And then we are going to get rid of the Battle VIP Pass and hit heads, and we get the double turbo. Owen, oh my god. Yeah, by choosing to scoop that last game, even though it did seem a little iffy, he's like, if I can just get the Aerodactyl VStar off turn 2, going after I go first, then I can just win the game. Or no. Oh, because Kai only has 1 Lugia in play, it doesn't even matter. He doesn't need to use the Aerodactyl VStar. He just goes in with the attack with the Mew VMAX, which is even better. Takes 2 prize cards. The Lugia even goes into the Lost Zone for, you know, poops and giggles. that is even more amazing. Take that easy 2 prizes on Lugia. Kai will have to get another Lugia V in play, and if that happens, Owen has an even better chance to just go in with the Aerodactyl if he really has to. Or he can just, you know, escape rope boss again or something like that. It's unlikely he's playing more than one escape rope in this particular version, the DTE version of Mew. But yeah, that was the perfect aggressive push. And it's going to be very hard for Kai to come back in this game. So we're just going to have to see if time will be a factor in whether or not Owen can win now. Because I don't think that this is possible for Kai to win at this point. Owen is fully set up. He has a Mew VMAX with a big Parasol and an Aerodactyl VStar. He's like one air attack with a VStar away in order to win, basically. Kai needs double Lugia V down, basically, this turn. He's going to grab, looks like Evo Incense for Aerodactyl, or Archeops. He's going to Ultra Ball away the Archeops and a V-Guard energy. I don't like to see the discard of the V-Guard, but if you got to do it, you got to do it. We're going to get the Lugia V. If Owen can just boss that up and knock it out, he basically wins the game again. He has the opportunity to get rid of that Lugia V, and he also has the opportunity to get rid of the Luminion, both to win the game. Yes, and it's only the one Lugia V. He top decks the boss, and he has Escape Rope. He's gonna switch, boss, Power Tablet, retreat, and Kai goes, that is game, I scoop. Holy crap. That's insane. That was absolutely amazing. So yes, Owen, while it seemed questionable at first to scoop that game, Owen knows his deck inside and out. He knows this matchup well. He knows exactly his win condition. He's like, if I can just get a hot start going first, I can win the game. I can win a game 3 much more easily and don't have to risk the tie as much. He's like, this second game has a high potential to go into a tie, so I'd rather just scoop it now, accept the tie, or try to rush to a win. And he rushed to that win. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe, because that feeds the YouTube algorithm. He is always hungry. Follow the Twitch for Pokemon streaming stuff. I am going to be testing some Lugia, hopefully, because I am choosing to play that for Knoxville, at least at this moment, unless I decide to last minute switch to Mew again, like I have in the past, last event in Orlando. But yeah, guys, we will see you next time.